Hey friends, it's Pastor Rick from Metamora United Church in Metamora, Indiana. Hope you're having a great week. Today we're going to look at a passage of Scripture that we all know. We've all read and heard it multiple times, I'm sure. Jesus is walking along in John chapter 9, and he comes on a blind man sitting by the side of the road and begging. And there ensues this long discussion about why is this man blind? Did he sin? Did his parents sin? What's the cause of his blindness? And Jesus kind of calms the discussion, kind of gets out of the discussion by saying, in essence, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that he is blind and is in need of healing. And then Jesus does something very unusual, very unexpected. He kneels down and he takes some dirt and he spits in it. And he makes mud and he rubs it on the man's eyes. We'll read about that. After saying this, saying it doesn't really matter why he's blind, he is blind. After saying this, he spit on the ground, made some mud with his saliva, and put it on the man's eyes and said, "Go, wash in the pool of Siloam." And so the man went and washed, and then he went home with his sight. It's an incredible story. And there have been volumes written, when I was in Bible college, seminary, all that, volumes written about this passage of Scripture of the healing powers of Jesus' spit. And I wish I was joking about that, but I'm really not. And that misses the entire point of the story, I believe. The entire point of this story is that Jesus took something very ordinary and accomplished a miracle with it. And you know what? You and I can do that every single day of our lives. We can take something very ordinary and accomplish miracles. Now, we may not be able to give somebody back their sight, but you know what? When somebody is lonely and we spend time with them, that's a very common thing, the gift of time that we all have. We spend time with them and suddenly they're not lonely anymore. That's an everyday miracle. When somebody is having a really, really rough day and we use something at all of our disposals, a kind word, a smile, a handshake, a hug if it's appropriate, and suddenly they're not having a bad day anymore. That's an everyday miracle that we can accomplish with something that we all have. So, we're right in the middle of Holy Week. When we reflect on Jesus' death and resurrection, what good is that event if we don't do something with it? Let me encourage you this week that you can do everyday miracles using everyday things. Go out and serve.